Like and subscribe and click the bell icon to get new video updates.
Ukraine says troops defending Kharkiv have pushed Russians back to border. Ukrainian troops counter-attacking against Russian forces in the country's northeast have reportedly pushed them back from the city of Kharkiv and advanced as far as the border with Russia. The developments, if confirmed, would signal a further shift in momentum in favor of Ukrainian forces nearly 3 months into the conflict. Moscow, meanwhile, warned of far-reaching consequences should Finland and Sweden go ahead with plans to join the NATO military alliance, a change in the Nordic countries' long-standing policy of neutrality brought on by concern about Russian President Vladimir Putin's wider ambitions. Fighting was reported near Kharkiv, Ukraine's second-largest city, on Monday, local time, in what Interior Ministry advisor Vadim Denisenko said was our counteroffensive. It can no longer be stopped, he said. Thanks to this, we can go to the rear of the Russian group of forces. Kharkiv, lying about 50 kilometers from the border with Russia, had endured weeks of heavy bombardments from Russian artillery. The Russians routing from there follows their failure to capture the capital Kyiv in the early stages of the war. Ukraine's defense ministry said on Monday the 227th Battalion of the 127th Brigade of Ukraine's Territorial Defense Forces had reached the border with Russia. Together to victory, it said. Kharkiv Region Governor Oleh Syngubov said the troops had restored a sign on the border. We thank everyone who, risking their lives, liberates Ukraine from Russian invaders, Mr. Syngubov said. Reuters could not immediately verify Ukraine's battlefield account, and it was not clear how many troops had reached the Russian border or where. If confirmed, it would suggest a Ukrainian counteroffensive is having increasing success in pushing back Russian forces in the northeast after Western military agencies said Moscow's offensive in the East Donbas region had stalled. Nonetheless, the governor of the Luhansk region in Donbas, Serhiy Gaidai, said the situation remains difficult, with Russian forces trying to capture the town of Severodonetsk. He said leaders of the Luhansk People's Republic, the territory in Luhansk controlled by Russian-backed separatists, declared a general mobilization, adding it was, either fight or get shot, there is no other choice. In the south, fighting was raging around the city of Kherson and Russian missiles struck residential areas of Mykolaiv, the presidential office in Kyiv said. Reuters was unable to verify the reports. NATO Secretary-General Jens Stoltenberg said on Sunday Ukraine could win the war, an outcome few military analysts predicted when Russia invaded Ukraine. Read more on the Russian invasion of Ukraine, NATO expansion in a blow for Russia, which has long opposed NATO expansion. Finland on Sunday confirmed it would apply to join the alliance. Sweden's ruling Social Democrats also backed NATO membership, paving the way for an application and abandoning decades of military non-alignment. Read more. But Russia's Deputy Foreign Minister, Sergei Ryabkov, said on Monday that Finland and Sweden were making a mistake that would have far-reaching consequences. They should have no illusions that we will simply put up with it, Mr. Ryabkov said, quoted by the Interfax news agency. The general level of military tension will rise, predictability in this sphere will decrease. NATO and the United States said they were confident both countries would be accepted into the alliance and that reservations from Turkey, which wants the Nordic countries to hold support for Kurdish militant groups present on their territory, could be overcome. British military intelligence said Russia had lost about a third of the ground combat force deployed in February, and its Donbas offensive had fallen significantly behind schedule. Space to play or pause, M to mute, left and right arrows to seek, up and down arrows for volume. Fighting around Izium. The most intense fighting appeared to be around the eastern Russian-held city of Izium, where Russia said it had struck Ukrainian positions with missiles. Russia continued to target civilian areas along the entire front line in Luhansk and Donetsk, firing at 23 villages and towns, Ukraine's military task force said. Ukraine's military also acknowledged setbacks, saying Russian forces continue to advance in several areas in the Donbas region. There was also no let-up on Sunday in Russia's bombardment of the steelworks in the southern port of Mariupol, where a few hundred Ukrainian fighters are holding out weeks after the city fell into Russian hands, the Ukrainian military said. Alexander Khodakovsky, a commander of separatist forces in Donetsk, said on his Telegram channel on Monday that 10 Ukrainian fighters emerged from a tunnel at the Azovstal steel plant holding white flags. Ukrainian President